Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, it's me again. Hey, everybody, welcome to it, Bedroom Talk podcast. New episode for July 20th, 2021. Welcome to it. What's going on? What's good? Yeah, it's another one. I hope we know and understand that it's not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop making these. So let's get used to it. How's everybody doing? It is a Tuesday, and it's not only the elephant in the room. Is it the what does that mean? Even if it's the elephant in the room, it's just something that needs to be addressed. What if it's not new anymore? Is it still the elephant in the room? But the podcast is late again, and I think it's gonna be late again next week. But this is not a new time for the podcast, but we'll get back to our regular time, I think, first week of August. So my apologies for being late and for not saying ahead of time, but I'm saying ahead of time now for the next one. The next one is also going to be late, I think. Not late, because it's late if it was planned for earlier, right? So the next episode is going to come out later than normal. And we're going to go back to normal time, I think first week of August or second week of August. But for now, let's just say first week. I'll communicate on next week's episode what's going on, what's goody loo with the next one. Other than that, me, I'm cool, I'm chilling. Tropicana vibes in the winter. Really, there's nothing to it. Just I don't know. I don't know. I wanted to sing Abantwana Bajabulile. You guys remember that song? Those were good times. Hey, let me tell you guys an injury story. Let's talk about injuries this week. How you have you ever gotten hurt physically? Twice. 2 examples I can think of myself getting hurt physically. Me, I was a good kid. I was too scared a kid to actually get hurt. I was very cautious. I was a very cautious kid throughout my life. Yeah, now that I think about it. Very little. I don't have any scars on me. The only scar I have was when we were helping this old man. We were helping this old man move glass. There was this old man we used to hang out with. You know how fucking weird that is? What we did. And he had his backyard was a scrap yard. He had a whole bunch of shit like computers and he had a huge garage that he built himself. And it was like a pile to the roof. I'm not even kidding. It was a pile to the roof of shit. Fucking cables and computer screens. And he knew what was in that pile. It was one of those weird old men, And we'd hang out with this guy. And one time we were helping him move. Nothing weird happened with him though. It's weird that an old man was hanging out with kids. It is weird. It's always going to be weird. But we were helping him move glass, like window glass, I guess. Is that what you call it? Yeah. And I was carrying that thing. We had gloves, but I was wearing shorts. And it slipped, and that glass cut my my calf? Yeah. That's the only scar I have. Believe it or not. That's the only scar I have on my body that you can see. Nothing from falling. I fell off a bike once, but that was like, I don't have any scars on me. The second time I got hurt. Wait, did I say 2 times? Oh no, three times. I guess that counts as another time when I was scraped. That piece of glass scraped me. Oh no, the second time. Okay, now 4. But none of them were to my doing. I guess my reasoning goes out the window because I said I was too scared a kid to actually do something that would get me hurt. But that one with the glass, it was nothing. There was nothing to be afraid of there. So I guess that doesn't count as me being scared. There's just some shit happening. The other visible scar, it's not really a scar, but it's a mark. I guess I have 2 marks. The other 2 incidences didn't leave a mark. Incidences. Do not. Okay, whatever. The other incident, we were playing at a friend's house, and the friend's mom had a freezer. In the back room, they had back rooms, and in the back room there was a freezer, and we were playing in the back rooms. Yes, hide and seek. Yeah, we were playing, and of course, someone's gonna decide to hide in the freezer. Okay, and we got into the freezer. Very dangerous thing to do as kids, because I've actually read several stories about kids hiding in the freezer, not being able to get us, and actually dying in there. So we hid in the freezer, and we broke the handle to opening the freezer. And when my friend's mom saw that, she beat everyone that was involved. She literally beat us up with a belt, and I think it was a swing back, or she was changing position or hands, because I don't think she was beating us with the belt buckle. She wasn't, because there would be more marks. But she was beating us with the belt, and throughout her motion, when she was switching to a different hand or whatever, I got hit with the buckle on my leg. I think on my calf as well. What's wrong? My calf always gets it. The buckle hit me on my calf, and this mark for that is still visible. A friend's mom hit me. Yeah, you could do that, I guess. I think parents still do that, right? I'm not that old, come on. I'm not old at all. Not even that old. And another time, this is going to be the worst viewership, listenership ever. Actually, the worst listened to podcast is the bonus podcast. A friend of mine says it's because I didn't speak about it, I didn't promote it, and I released it on a different day. I guess I assumed people subscribed. Have I ever said that you guys should subscribe? Please subscribe to whatever it is that you're listening to, whatever platform you use to listen to the podcast. If you're listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, subscribe so that when the podcast come out, you get a notification. On Spotify as well, you can follow Thato A1. On YouTube, you can subscribe. Does YouTube send you, I guess if you watch on your phone, if you watch on your computer, I'll just show up on your feed. So please subscribe so that I don't have to announce. I guess I should announce on social media, but like if I don't, you'll still be able to know that there's something that I put up, because I want to surprise you sometimes, you know. I thought it was going to be a surprise putting it out at a later day, not announcing it, you know, but I wasn't received. That's the worst listen to piece of whatever. What was I saying? The third time I got hurt, I was what is happening? Oh, I was with my brother at home. Yeah. My brother was a teenager, and I was a kid. I was a toddler, I guess, when he was a teenager, and he was very popular with the ladies. Let's just put it like that. My brother was very, very popular with the girls when he was a teenager. And he was a teenager, I was a kid, and I guess there was a lady he was speaking to over the fence in my house, over the wall. he was talking to a girl over the wall. And I was a kid, I was short, I couldn't see the girl. I wanted to see who he was talking to. Curious kid. And I attempted to climb up the wall to see who he was talking to. But the way I climbed up that wall was, it was a very bad way of climbing. I was literally pulling the top brick out of the wall. I was pulling it out. I had my feet, the bottom of my feet, both feet on the wall, right? And I was gripping my hands at the top brick. Understand what I'm saying? Like it's a wall. I had both hands gripping the top of the wall. And I started climbing up the wall with my feet. That's what I'm saying. I'm basically pulling the top brick. That's how I was climbing. I was a kid. I was thinking. And the brick actually came off. Literally came off the wall. And I landed on my back. And that giant, it was one of those big bricks. The biggest brick you can use to build something. A wall. And it fell on my foot. To this day, I'm convinced I broke something, but I never got any medical attention. And I'm not even kidding. I'm not overreacting. I wasn't over exaggerating because I was a kid and it seems like, but like nothing. Even the next story, the last story I'm going to tell you guys about how I got hurt, I never got medical attention. For this incident, a massive brick fell on a toddler's foot. And I did not feel pain for like the first hour. Nothing. I didn't feel anything for the first hour. I just wasn't able to wiggle my foot. I couldn't move it around. I couldn't pivot on my ankle. I couldn't move it, but there was no pain. And I just kept walking around with it. My mom put ice on it, and that was that. For like weeks, I couldn't walk on that foot. My brother kept telling me to use it. Don't hop around like you're doing, because I kept hopping around on one foot. My brother was like, nah, dude. At some point, he was like, you need to walk on that foot. Put it down, even if it hurts. And I did that, and eventually I was cool. But I'm telling you right now, that shit was broken. Something was broken in there, and I don't know how it healed. I don't know. Nothing. I couldn't move it. Come on. Something broke. Maybe not a bone, but something broke. Something happened. And then, after the first hour, I didn't feel pain. And then the pain came in. It was bad. It was very painful. And my mom was more upset that I did what I did. She wasn't upset about. She was concerned. Of course, she was rubbing stuff on me and putting ice on it and all that. But no medical attention. None whatsoever. I just walked on that thing for weeks, bro. Couldn't walk until I could, I guess. And then it was cool. Yeah, that's one story. And then the last one is my favorite, actually. I think it's the most recent incident of me getting hurt. It was December 31st. Firecrackers, you know the deal. You know what's good. And I was a scared kid, man. I was afraid of everything as a kid. So, yeah, my brother would always set everything up for me. I would just watch from the door. My little sister is the same. She just watches from the door. Very scared. And this one time I summoned up the courage to set the shit up myself. And I had 100 shooter. You know the deal. I had it. I lighted up myself. I held it. I was with my mom, of course. I was a kid. I mean, I wasn't a teenager. I mean, maybe like 7, 6, not even, maybe like 8. Before 13. I lit it up. I lit that thing up and it started shooting, and I held it up very high because I was afraid. I was wearing a wool jersey. A knitted wool jersey. One of those, like a Christmas sweater. Wool knitted Christmas sweater. It wasn't a Christmas sweater, but it was a sweater. it was a sweater that was knitted. And I held the shooter high up above my head, even with my hand, one hand. And it was shooting. I was having a good time. Pow, pow, shoo, pow. You got the vibes. I had that. I was shooting. I was having a good time. And it started shaking violently. It started vibrating very violently. I did not know what to do, and it started. I almost made an analogy of a sexual analogy that involved the penis, but it stopped shooting high. It wasn't shooting high anymore. The shots were drooping. It would just come up like it would just fall out of the. Now you can imagine the analogy I was gonna make with the penis. The shots were not going up anymore. They were just falling out, and would just pop like right in front of me. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't let go though. I just held on to the thing, and believe it or not, it shot from the other side, from the bottom of the thing. I kid you not, it shot from the bottom because it was coming out from the top. It started drooping. They started falling out, and it started shooting from the bottom, from the end that I was holding, that I had my hand on, and it literally shot up my sleeve, the sleeve of the wool sweater that I was wearing. This is a true story. I swear to you. The thing started shooting from the back into the sleeve. I was wearing a jersey. It shot into the sleeve, up my arm, down my arm, because my arm was above my head. It shot down my arm to my just before my armpit. So the part of my arm before my armpit, tricep area. It fell to my tricep area, and it fucking exploded in there. It popped in there. Poof. And immediately there was fire. I swear to you, I remember this day so vividly. It shot down my arm, down to my tricep area, and pop, fire flame emojis in my arm. And I remember my mom fucking screaming though, because she was right there, she was watching. And my mom was fucking screaming. She was screaming. I was on fire, and she just fucking pulled that sweater. She just pulled it off me. That's the first thing she did, because the sweater was on fire on my arm. And I was screaming, of course. Fucking screaming my lungs out. My mom was also screaming as well. I'm not gonna imitate my mom screaming. It's too much. And she fucking pulled the sweater off me, and I looked at my arm, my tricep area, and it was burnt, but like black burnt. I don't know how deep that was or what level of burnt that was. And it was burnt, and that was the end of my night. And yet again, I kid you not, no medical attention. I remember I took off my sweater. My mom took off my sweater. It was the end of my night. She took me to my room. She took me to bed. And this is the dumbest thing. She took me to bed, and she told me to raise my hand, right? In bed. Just raise your hand in the air in bed. You're sleeping horizontally, and raise your hand perpendicular to your body, and so that your hand is standing vertical, right? And she applied ointment on the affected area. I think it was Zambak. Like, she went through a whole tiny tin of Zambak, and she put it on the burned area, and she told me to sleep with my hand raised. She told me to keep your hand raised like that and sleep like that. You mustn't let your hand fall. There's no support. Keep in mind, there's no support for my hand. I'm supposed to hold it up like that and go to sleep with my hand perpendicular to my body in bed and hold it up like that. No supports. Don't lean it against it. I wasn't leaning the hand against the headboard or anything like that. Just hold it up like that and go to sleep so that you don't disrupt the healing. And I held it up for as long as I can remember until I passed out. And for some reason, I don't remember anything after that. I don't remember what happened the following day, how it looked, or whether it had healed. And now that I'm telling the story, I think it wasn't that bad. I don't have a mark. I don't have anything on my arm right now that shows that I got burnt. And that was that. But I swear there was fire. Or maybe it was the sparks, but there was fucking flames, bro. Don't tell me there was no flames. Because I saw flames. Or maybe I was panicking and I thought there was flames. But I'm telling you, bro, there was flames. There was flames. Yo, I just thought of a story. Should I tell it? How much time have I done? Oh man, this is too long a story not to start now. This is going to be a long podcast because this is a long story. Actually, it might not be long. And I'm gassing it up like it's long. And, sorry, I just got distracted. And, god damn it. Fucking, this story, it's long. Oh, and if you stopped listening because of the shit stories that I just told, it's going to be unfortunate. Because this, okay, maybe I'm going to promote with this story. Yo, I can't believe I'm telling this one. Yeah, fuck it, dog. Actually, fuck it, bro. Let's get it. No names. Alright, let's go. So this is a story about a past relationship. Oh boy. Nah, but this is one of the best stories that I've told to anyone, actually. But no names. And if you feel that this story concerns you, please don't be afraid to get at me. Come at me, bro. So here's the story. This is a very interesting story, actually. Funny to me. This is a comedy podcast. The point of saying the story is for it to be funny. So it was a lady I was with. Actually, one more thing before I begin. You don't kiss and tell, right? That's a common rule for anybody, as a man or as a woman. If you are in a relationship, you don't tell sex stories unless there's like one unique detail about that sex experience. And I'm not going to tell any sex stories. That's not what I'm telling you right now. It's just a relationship story that's interesting. And yeah, actually, another thing that I noticed, when I tell females about past female relationship experiences, very often they take the girl's side. It doesn't matter what I say. For some reason, they relate more with how she felt, and it doesn't go well because I'm telling the story with excitement, thinking it's a fun story. It's an interesting story, not fun, maybe interesting, But almost always, like, the ladies are always like, oh, no, she must have felt really bad and all that. And I'm like, I mean, come on. What about me? Anyway, I hope this doesn't have the same effect. I think it will, but whatever. I'm telling a story. It happened. So I was, and what other story can I tell other than personal stories? This is my podcast. It says Thato A1 when you click on it. Me rambling about is how afraid I am to tell the story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. So it was a lady I was in a romantic relationship with, right? And we were romantically involved, and of course relationships come to an end, and it came to an end, a bad end for me actually, but that's not what I'm going to tell, because arguable. Depending on who you ask, it was bad for me. Depending on who you ask, it was bad for me. But for me, to this day, I've thought about it, rationalized everything. Actually, it was bad for both of us. Come to think of it, it was a bad ending to the relationship, right? But at the time, it was bad for me, according to me. You know that meme that says, when she says she hugged some other guy while you've actually slept with 1,000 girls and you are crying, you're hurt by her hugging someone. It was that type of situation. Not really, like half that situation. Similar. Yo, I haven't even started. Fucking 5 minutes. So we were in an intimate relationship. We broke up very badly. Ended very badly. Excuse me. Ended really badly. And yeah. And it was clear that she was not entirely comfortable with it ending. She didn't want it to end. Let me not say I didn't want it to end, but she didn't want it to end more than I didn't want it to end, right? And I don't know how to tell the story in a nice way. But I've already committed. Commit. So we don't see each other. It ended badly, man. It didn't end abruptly, because we both trying to salvage what we had, but it's not working out, blah, blah, blah. And we end up doing bad things that we were not supposed to do, that prolong the ending of the relationship, which is not supposed to happen, right? But that happens. You know how don't text him, don't text her, and you fucking text her, that type of situation. And it goes on for a while. And it eventually stops. And we don't talk. And then we bump into each other at some fucking function. At something, right? And it's, how fucking weird it is to bump into an ex at an event, or you don't even expect it to be there. Especially if you're in the mindset, nah. Yeah, it's fucking weird. The look on your face, like, oh shit, you fucking, look who it is. Oh my God, I'm at this fucking function. I'm at the function, right? I see her. Or she comes up to me. I was talking to a buddy of mine. Shout out Louise El Chapo. I was talking to my buddy Louise, and she shows up as I'm talking to Louise. And I'm freaking. I'm like, holy shit, right? And Louise disappears because Louise realizes the situation. And I start talking to her. And we are talking, bro. And she's asking me all these questions, man. And it's fucking weird, right? It's not weird, but she's asking me all these questions. Yeah. And then we talk for a while. At some point, I'm being seduced. I mean, I'm not painting the lady in a bad light. Maybe the juices were flowing. The spiritual juices. Oh no, not the spiritual juices, the spirits. We had a function, probably intoxicated. I was probably intoxicated. And it gets slightly heated, right? But at some stage, it clicks in my head that I'm not supposed to, like, this is what we were running away from. Right? The whole fucking intimacy that goes nowhere, right? So it clicks, like, fuck, we shouldn't be doing this. I'm like, hey, come on now, right? And I detach. I'm like, yo, this is not supposed to be happening. And it was I don't know. I feel like I need to explain how bad the breakup was for this part to mean something. The breakup was bad, yo. It was really, really bad. There may or may have not been physical altercations. There may or may have not been physical altercations. There may or may have not been tears. It was bad. It was bad, bro. It was bad, bro. I'm telling you, it was bad. Worst kind of breakup that you can ever imagine. And now I run into this person at a thing, and she's trying to, get at me physically, sexually, and I'm like, yo, bro, I don't want this anymore. Me, I'm scared. Also, keep in mind. Me, I'm scared, bro. I'm scared because I know what happened, and I want to go through it anymore. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm a scared guy. I already told you from when I was a kid to this day. I guess now I'm an adult. It's easier to maneuver, but I'm scared, bro. I don't want to get involved anymore. So as we trying to fucking we're getting intimate. It clicks back. I'm like, yo, I don't want this. So I'm like, hey, can we please? Can we please not do this? I'm also scared, right? And she's like, no, man, let's fucking, you're already here. Let's fucking, let's have a good time. I'm like, no, me, I'm giving food in me. Oh, man. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do this. Nah, hey, she's not letting up. I'm like, hey, yo, can you please, yo, leave me alone. It's so much fun telling this story. I'm like, yo, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Can we not do this, please? And all of a sudden, it's heating up again now. It's getting to that level. And she's like, yo, what the fuck, bro? We already here. Let's do this. I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Leave me alone. I wasn't crying though, but I might as well have been crying. So I'm like, yo, leave me alone, bro. I don't want to do this anymore. And it eventually gets to that point. It has already escalated again. That's how, I don't like this phrase, but it was fucking, now I'm not even going to use it. It was bad, bro. It was dark. It was a very dark relationship, right? And it gets to that level again. And now we're fighting again. We're not even fucking, it's packed as a thing. Now we're that couple now. Fucking arguing at a groove, right? And me, busy saying, I don't want to do this. Now she's mad now. Again, back to that fucking thing. And now she's fucking yelling, bro. Fucking yelling. And I'm being insulted now. And what's funny is how it ended. That's the funniest thing. To this day, I wish that was recorded. I don't think social media, I think social media was popping, but it was popping for different reasons, Candid, cameras were not always readily available, right? But I still wish someone captured the final moments of that argument. Picture this. We just fought, argue. And then in my head, I'm like, fuck this, right? And I start walking away. Just walk away. I don't know. I hadn't heard that advice before, but I did that. I was like, okay, walk away, bro. Just walk away. And I start walking away, and she literally follows me, and she's not, this is what makes it funny. She's not trying to stop me, right? But she's not done speaking, basically. So she's walking behind me. I'm not running. I'm just walking. And she's also walking. That's what makes it weird. And she's walking and throwing all these insults. Fuck you. I swear, this is not some fucking world star hip. This is real. I swear to you, this happened. And I don't know if I have any witness. Maybe I'll hit up Luis El Chapo if he saw this. But I wish someone had recorded this. I have this lady walking behind me, And I'm walking so ever so casually. And she's yelling at me, bro. Fuck you. Fuck this. Or whatever the fuck she said. And because I said I don't want to do this, I'm being called a bitch. Fuck you. You a bitch. I'm just walking. And I'm just walking away. And I walked into the car that we came with. And she followed me up to that point. She just kept saying, fuck you. You a bitch. Bitch ass. Until I got to the car. And she just walked away. And that's the last time I saw her. And that was over 5 years ago, believe it. Yes. Over 5 years ago. That's literally the last time I saw her. After that fight at Groove. Yeah, I hope that story was worth it. Right? Is there time for Reddit? Okay, my phone is about to die. Do I have Reddit on my computer? Reddit.com. Let's make it quick. One Reddit thing, and then we call it a day. That's clickety clacker here. Bow bow bow. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should prepare Reddit questions beforehand and like copy them and paste them onto notes, right? How do you spell dilemma? You know what's weird? That song with Kelly Rowland and Nelly. Like, I think 2 years ago, I found out the name of that song is Dilemma. I thought it was Nelly, I Love You. I thought the name of the song was Nelly, I Love You. Turns out it's Dilemma. Dilemma. Oh shit, man. Let's go to Would You Rather. Instead of take it back to episode 1 with Patrick Melrose. Would you rather? What clothing or lack thereof would you rather sleep in? That's fucking dumb. Would you rather have the ability to read people's thoughts or control people's thoughts? Would you rather be vaccinated with Chinese, Indian, or Russian coronavirus vaccine? What would you rather have happen to you? Hiccup every 30 seconds for the rest of your life, or sneeze and cough at the same time anytime you do one or the other? Which ethnic cuisine? Would you rather a pixie cut Rihanna? I don't know what pixie cut is. Would you rather be remembered for taking millionaires into space for 4 minutes or solving world hunger? Oh shit. Oh shit. Who would you rather cook and eat for dinner? Tom or Jerry? Okay, fuck it. Let's go back to that one with the where is it now? Would you rather have hiccup every 30 seconds for the rest of your life? Or sneeze and cough at the same time anytime you do one or the other? I would fucking sneeze and cough at the same time. I think I already do that. Does it say fart? No, sneeze and cough. I think I already sneeze and cough at the same time. I honestly think I already do that. Wait, let me see if I can find another one. For the rest of your life, you're only able to see one color of your choice. The rest are turned into black and white. What color would you rather see? Red? No. Green? Yes. Blue? No. Yellow? No. Green. Okay, this was the worst Reddit segment of the show. Anyway, this is too long already. Thank you for listening. And if any of my stories affect you in any kind of way, please hit me up. And if you do hit me up, I'm not going to retract anything. You must come here and defend yourself. That's the policy. Just written it down now, declare it on the podcast live. If I tell a story on the podcast and you have something that you want to refute, hey, if you have something that you feel I misconstrued, you must hit me up, and you are going to come on the podcast, and it's going to be a segment for you to defend yourself. If you don't care, then you don't care, then that's Gucci for everybody. Thank you for listening. Follow us on fucking Instagram, BedroomTalk_podcast, Twitter, BedroomTalk_, YouTube, BedroomTalk podcast. Bedroom Talk is one word. Next week is gonna be late again. Watch Rick and Morty. Kulungileke, bye.